especially trying to wake people up to the last days and the deceptions that are coming, because they're deceived now. They're going to buy right into the deceptions later. Another thing I wanted to bring up tonight, some of the fun we've been having over the last couple of years are really paying off now. UFOs crashing out of the skies. And it's starting to happen. You know what's been happening, I'd say, I've seen it happening for the past 2 years around my house, because I just have this whole area Oregon that if UFOs even try to come into my area, you'll just see them go down like a flash of light. And I found it very amusing that somebody sent me an article, and I sent it out to my list last week. See if I can find it. About Tampa, Florida. Yeah. Satellites falling over Tampa Bay. And this is Florida. And I'm going to read this email somebody sent me. Sherry, last night, Thursday, there was a blurb on the 11 o'clock news on 2 small objects falling like comets, seen clearly in the twilight sky. The first one, they said, could have been a piece of a satellite. NASA said the second one was a bird. Strange that they both looked alike. We all know it was not a satellite. The pics cannot be found on any of the websites now. And this is an admonition I'd sent out to my list because, in regards to these satellites that the government is going to call satellites falling all over the place, because these are not satellites falling from the sky. These are UFOs, folks. Like I said, I've seen them in my own area for 2 years, falling out of the skies as they come near my home. Because orgone hitting the atmosphere is disrupting their ability to fly. And so I was waiting for some confirmation on this. You know, just the letter she had sent alone, telling me about Tampa Bay, gave me some confirmation that that's exactly what's happening, UFOs falling. And also the Lord himself gave me a word the other day. I'll read parts of it to you. And he said, their ships are becoming immobile to operating in the atmosphere. As I bring the orgone around the world and up into the atmosphere, it is debilitating them. Yes, they are falling out of the sky, and this is just the beginning. Many more will follow. And I've been seeing in the Bible codes the term lightning a lot. And it's exactly almost what it looks like. You see a streak of light through the sky when these UFOs crash. And we're going to be seeing a lot more of that, because orgone over the years, what it does, it assimilates up into the atmosphere, and it's causing UFOs to crash. There's some way, some reason, that positive energy orgone can disrupt these UFO ships. Because they're made by Satan, and so there's something very demonic about them, something very evil about them, and so just hitting into orgoned areas is disrupting them and causing them to crash. And so we're going to see a lot of it, folks. From now until whenever, it's just going to be a noticeable thing. Look up in the skies, and especially if you're in an orgoned area, and watch these things just come flying, crashing to the earth. You'll see a streak of light, like lightning. And very prophetic, too. I've always said this orgone has a lot of apocalyptic references to it. It's going to cause a lot of prophecies to come alive. The boils on people's bodies that are chip implanted, it's going to cause that. It's going to cause this necrosis, because Ebola, the War of Armageddon, it's going to cause a lot of things in Bible prophecy. It's just going to be the result of a lot of those. You mentioned tonight that the orgone won't be effective after 6 months. No, I never said that. Do you mean that orgone we put out now won't work anymore? What I said was we have about 6 months to get it out. Because I think things are going to be so changed in 6 months that it's going to be hard for people to get out and get orgone out. The orgone will never stop working once you get it out. So just a heads up, folks. What I'm saying is we probably have about 6 good months getting it out. they don't choke me to death first and I can say anything. Question from a listener. Who sings the Renegade song? I love it and think it'll be a great theme song for the group's 144,000. Yeah, I've been using that song for 2 years now, or 3 years, ever since I started my radio show. With Reality Radio Network. And that is, Steve Voss sings that. V-A-U-S, Steve Voss. It was a song that Steve over at Reality Radio Network started playing before, during breaks during my show, and so I just kind of kept it. Yeah, I like it too. It's a great song. Are you live tonight because I came in later? Is this a repeat? No, I'm live. You're listening to me live. Questions from listeners. I live right near Detroit. Send me some more going. Yeah, Detroit. The Arabs love that area. A lot of Arab Muslim communities in Michigan for some reason. Quick question for the show. Hi, I'm a resident west of Colorado Springs and read some on your site how you had visited the Springs. If you could share more on this in more detail, maybe that would be awesome. Some of the other cities you prayed as the Lord shared. Thank you. I had a good time in Colorado Springs. When I was coming through Colorado Springs, it was almost dusk, and we came through the backside of some airbase, I think it's Peterson or something, and there's a big chemtrail up in the sky. And so we just tossed some orgone out. And you notice these chemtrails just disappear. I was all over Colorado Springs. In fact, I went through Colorado Springs on my way to New Mexico to Taos, and went all the way out to Vegas and Salt Lake City, and came all the way back through and decided I didn't know if I'd gotten Colorado Springs quite good enough. I went back to Colorado Springs before I came home, just for some more fun, extra fun out there. Question from a listener. To make orgone, is there something other than Bondo that works, like epoxy? I wouldn't use epoxy. If you change the ingredients, you no longer have orgone. You're making something else. The reason we stick to the ingredients the Lord gave us is because that's the ingredients the Lord gave us. How can I test to see if my homegrown orgone works? You can use energy meters on them. If your husband has some kind of energy testing tool. Most guys have those tools that test to see if spark plugs work and that kind of thing. You can even use those on orgone, I've heard. I'm not a scientist, but you can use those things on orgone. You can see that the needles will jump because they're emitting an energy. I've had people tell me that were working undercover that they couldn't wear orgone because it was interfering with their microphones that they were wearing for undercover work. So it's always a permanent energy that it emits. Another quick question. Obama was exposed by homosexual Larry Sinclair as snorting cocaine and having oral sex in the back of a limo with him. It doesn't surprise me. It surprised me in the least. They're also full of morals. Have you heard of Dr. Deagle and the 7-step anti-aging formula? I wouldn't go near anything of Dr. Deagle's. I mean, he's a hybrid. He's an admitted hybrid. And he promotes the alien agenda. I mean, the funny thing is most Christians, or the sad thing is, most Christians think Deagle's a Christian. But he'll tell you himself that he doesn't believe Adam and Eve were created by God, that they were created off this planet by these Anunnaki and then planted on Earth. People, when you're listening to people, know why you're listening to them. Don't take it for granted that the person you're listening to has been bought by the blood of the Lord, has been redeemed by Him. Because many of these charlatans are not believers in the Most High. I know most people that run Bible Code's websites online, they don't even believe in Yahushua. They don't even believe in the Son of God. They're Rosicrucians, or they're Jews that don't believe that Yahushua was the Messiah. You gotta be careful on who you're listening to, who you're reading to, stuff like that. Ask the Lord about them. Question from a listener or comment. Hi, Sherry. Great show as always. My question is about Mike Huckabee.